Hello friends, 529 days of war. Today is the anniversary of atomic bombing of Hiroshima, where more than 140,000 people had perished. UN Secretary General Guterres, in his message on this occasion, never mentioned the USA, which caused these deaths at the fag end of the war, when the uses of these bombs were not required. And the Japanese politicians too followed the suit, though they mentioned Russia. Now from the war zone in south, Ukraine continues its attack towards Orikho sector, Remivka salient, and even towards Kherson, and counterattacks by the Russians continuing, though nothing major as far as territorial gains or losses are concerned. Again in east, starting from Ugledar to Bakhmut and above, there is nothing special to report, though fierce battle is on all along the eastern border. In north, the Russian forces have managed to take over Novoselovskoye after fierce battle for the weeks. Otherwise, the rest of the northern Ukraine, the counter-battery operation as well as limited positional battles are on. Heavy interdiction missions continues from both the sides. Ukrainians struck Donetsk city in many parts using cluster munitions, while Russian naval forces eventually destroyed the Ukrainian water drone near Sevastopol, Crimea, which had damaged a Russian tanker, SIG, at Kerch Strait. While Russians launched 84 missiles and used UAVs to hit Ukrainian targets deep inside their territory, they hit military airfield and warehouses in Starokonstantinov in Khmelnytsky region, where the Ukrainians are supposed to have housed Storm Shadow missiles, fighter aircraft, and other huge arms and ammunitions. The other regions included targets in Vinnytsia, Zhytomyr, Kiev, Poltava, using Kinjal missiles. As before, despite negligible changes in territories, the war is engulfing huge amount of men and material from both the sides. The war attrition is rising exponentially, while the war industries too are gaining massively on the cost of the taxpayers, the working people of their own countries, and of course the others. In the meantime, Niger is sitting on volatile situation. An IL-76 landed at its airfield, and there are wild guesses even saying that the PMC Wagner unit has landed there. Also, the Russians and Syrians are continuing their attacks on rebels, using 3 air strikes near Idlib, and of course they are using artillery as well. On protest front, yesterday being Saturday, huge number of Israelis, tens of thousands of them, protested in Tel Aviv against Netanyahu's so-called judiciary reform. And I'm sure this movement is going to continue and hit not only Netanyahu and his party, but even the Israel's internal peace. Russian economy in the meantime is heading to take over that of Germany and will become the biggest economy as far as Europe is concerned. This is the present overall situation of the war zone in Ukraine and in Russia and in Europe and globally. What we see is the global conflict is on rise, basically because of the top monopolies of the world, the oligarchs. They are fighting among themselves and they want to recapture many parts of the world market, which is beyond them at this given moment, whether the Chinese finance capital too has penetrated deeper inside, and other small economies are wanting to do so, like European Union, India, Japan and others. And because of this, they are grouping and regrouping of the imperialist powers. Well, that's all. Thank you.